The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our BWI webcast for today. Thank you for joining us for our DEX webcast. We're going to be going over tips and tricks for PTC Creo 3.0's extension, the Design Exploration Extension. Today's presenters, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Beth Kessler, and I'll be the moderator for today. I'm the marketing leader here at BWI for our PTC and PLM Technology Solutions Group. And our presenter for today, Nitin Sharma, he is one of our talented applications engineers here for our PTC group.
Hello, good afternoon.
There's Nitin, and he will be presenting DEX with the tips and tricks, and also get into a live demo so we can take a look at the tool in the live mode. Okay, so a quick agenda. We're going to start off with a brief BWI intro. For those of you who are new to our webcast series, we'll just talk a little bit about who we are and how we help our manufacturing customers with solutions across the product lifecycle. And then we'll go right into the DEX presentation and the live demo. And then we'll wrap it up with a Q&A at the end. Just wanted to remind you that you're in listen-only mode, but you can write in your questions, and we'll make sure to get them answered at the end of the webcast. Okay, here is our brief intro about who we are here at BWI. Barry-Wehmiller International, we are a global engineering and enterprise consulting division of Barry-Wehmiller Corporation. Barry-Wehmiller is a U.S.-based manufacturing leader. We have over 8,000 team members and operations worldwide. And Barry-Wehmiller is actually going on 130 years of business and approaching $2 billion in annual revenue. So our division, specifically our consulting platform, we provide total solutions across the product lifecycle and help manufacturing leaders drive more business and engineering value. Our customers see BWI as their total solutions partner for anything enterprise, engineering, and technology related. We provide end-to-end solutions across the product lifecycle, from offering enterprise systems such as ERP and CRM to engineering design and development, including value engineering, control engineering, and more, all the way to our group where we offer the entire PTC product suite and product lifecycle management, implementation, and consulting. We help manufacturers implement these solutions both as a standalone or can also approach it as an integrated process. Here's some of our customers. Barry-Wehmiller, we have a rich manufacturing legacy tracing back to 1885, and we have served all sizes of businesses ranging from small and mid all the way to Fortune 1000 manufacturers. Okay, before we get into the DEX presentation, we just want to do a quick poll just to get a better idea of our audience and what you guys are using out there in your CAD environment and your PLM environment. I'll go ahead and launch the poll questions. There are 3 quick questions that will load up on your screen. So we'll start with the first one. Okay, what CAD tool are you currently using? So we've got Creo 2. Maybe some of you are already on Creo 3.0. We may have some Pro engineer folks out there as well. Okay. Looks like most are on Creo 2. About 30% have made the move to Creo 3, and then we still have about 11% on Pro E. Okay, I'll go to the next one. Okay, what tool do you use for product data management or product lifecycle management? Is your team currently using Windchill, PLM? Are you using PDM Essentials or another tool? Okay. All right, majority are on Windchill PLM. We have some that are using PDM Essentials, which is a great fit for smaller scale, so for the SMBs. And then about 37% are using another method for product data management. All right, and the last question, we want to know which Creo extensions would you like to learn about most? So you can choose more than one here. So we've got DEX, of course, which we're going over today. Oh, let me launch it for you. There it is. So we have DEX, which we're going to present today. But we want to know, are you interested in intelligent fastener, typing and cabling, simulation, advanced assembly? Which extensions are you really wanting to learn more about? Okay, great. We have a lot that are voting for DEX. A close second would be simulation and advanced assembly. Okay, great. All right, so we are finished with the poll, and thank you for participating. That's going to help you more in the future with what your current CAD and PLM environment looks like and what extensions we can help you with. So with that said, I'm going to pass over the presentation to Neaton so he can get right into the DEX overview and the live demo. So Neaton, I'll go ahead and make you the presenter.
Thank you, Bethany.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Here we go. You can get your screen going.
Just to make sure if everybody can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. All right. So, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Design Exploration Extension Webcast today. My name is Nitin Sharma, and I work with Barry-Wehmiller International as an applications engineer, and I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So, guys, again, before we do go and talk about Design Exploration Extension, I wanted to talk about the different extensions that PTC came out with. So with the release of Creo Parametric 3.0 last year, PTC also came out with a few extensions like Unite Technology, Intelligent Fastener Extension, and also the Design Exploration Extension. And the addition of these new tools has made PTC's suite of products even more robust and powerful than ever before. So in today's webcast, we are going to give you an introduction of the Design Exploration Extension using Creo Parametric 3.0 along with some tips and tricks. But before we do go and jump into the live demonstration, I have a few slides here that I want to share with everyone today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, here's the agenda for our today's demonstration. We are going to look at the overview of Design Exploration Extension. Followed by that, we are going to look at the challenges that we have in our product evolution. And also, at the very last, we'll be looking at the advantages of using Design Exploration. So, guys, before we get started, now, I want to throw a few questions to the audience, and I want you to think about it as we go through this presentation. So, first of all, how do you try out your different concepts or even different modeling approaches for the same concept? Second, how do you handle your complex design changes? Either you are the one who are creating the models or you are the one updating the models that are created by others. And also finally, how do you evaluate your different ideas and eventually implement design changes to your final models? Guys, again, if these are the scenarios we are dealing with, then the answer to that is Design Exploration Extension. So the next that we are going to look at here is the challenges that we face during our product evolution. So again, changing a product design and exploring new ideas is a technical challenge, especially when developing complex systems that have a number of interdependent components. Typically, what we do is we back up models or create duplicate copies and save them on different folders to avoid confusion, and most importantly, to avoid risking your original model. And again, depending on number of variations we want to try, we are more likely to end up with multiple versions of the product. Followed by that, the next step that we do is then to further try those ideas. We repeatedly back up our models to folders, repeatedly close and clean sessions, and manually revisit them, review the massive iterations until we finally reach a decision. Then also, the next thing that comes here is if we do want our design variations for the drawing review later, we are likely to end up with a number of screenshots. So here with our design exploration extension, we can quickly create a number of iterations by capturing them as snapshots and saving them in a session. That's what we are going to look on our demonstration today and the next slide as well. And after all these steps, you end up with multiple duplicates in different folders. Each has different iterations, and now you need to figure out manually how to get the right variations back in the real models and what goes where. And again, it could be a grueling task to do that. Then, here again, before we do head on to our demonstration, let us go and look at the different things and the advantages that we have using our design exploration extension. So, PTC's design exploration extension is targeted to address common challenges users that typically face while evolving our new designs, or instead making extreme changes. It helps us to streamline the process of evaluating new designs and deciding on changes to the design. Again, gentlemen, this is very important, that is without risking our original models. Here, how it's done with PTC Creo Design Exploration. So first of all, what we do is DEX gives you a design, a robot platform where we can play around with our models risk-free without worrying about messing up anything or without losing any information. So to get started, we start by creating a snapshot of the current content in our session, that is again our original model. From this point on view, any modifications to the models can be safely reverted. Then you start changing and evolving your models and capture additional checkpoints along the design. As I said, we can create a number of snapshots or also call checkpoints quickly and use them for comparison. Then we can go and toggle back and forth between these checkpoints in a click of a button. The system replaces in session for you the different model iterations as they were when you created a checkpoint. So you do not need to clear session or change your working environment and manually change versions of locations. System automatically switches all model iterations for you as they were stored in the active checkpoint. And once we are happy with the design, we can accept this particular checkpoint, and only then all the changes that we have accepted are applied to our original models. So guys, let's go and head on to our demonstration for now. So I have this Razor model here that I'm going to be using for today's demonstration. So what I did was I already created a session. So we can get started and look at that session, and followed by that, we are going to go and create our own checkpoints. So again, to go and open a design exploration session, I will go to my File tab and then go to the file that I want to use. Okay, so again, if you notice here how right next to our model tree, we have this checkpoint tree edit that stores all the data that would be stored in our session in the form of these checkpoints. So these checkpoints are created like branches starting from our pre-modified form. As soon as we start a DEX session, by default the system creates a snapshot of the original models that were retrieved at the beginning of the session, so that if at any point of time if we do want to go back to our original model, we can go and do that. Also, if you would notice how I have all these checkpoints created here, so at any point of time if I do want to get rid of any of these snapshots, I can very well go and delete them. If I do want to go and check my changes, that is my design or my appearance changes, I can go to any of these checkpoints and just by a single click, I can activate those checkpoints. And what's going to happen is the system is going to show you your design changes. So again, what I did different from my pre-modified version for this particular checkpoint was created some rifts here on my bottom surface. So I'm simply going to go and change my appearance so we can look at those changes. So I do not have any kind of rifts over here on the surface in the current model, but if I do go and activate my other checkpoint, okay, and I will simply go and change my appearance over here again. And if we would notice right here how we have a very minute change to the shape of the surface here. And again, similarly like that, we can go and create branches and further create sub-branches. So that would help us to, again, develop our ideas simultaneously at the same time. Then, gentlemen, at any point of time, if I do want to go and save the session, I can very well do that just by going and telling the system to save this particular session. And these sessions are saved as a .tmz file. And also, at any point of time, whenever we feel like we have reached the design that we want to use for our product, we can go and accept those changes from the design exploration session itself, and Creo Parametric would apply those changes to our original model. So let us go and create a new design exploration session and see how we work through the checkpoint tree. So what I'm going to do is cancel the session that I created. All right. So again, to either open a session that was already created or to create a new one, I would go back to my manage session. And right here we have a new tab that is added for the design exploration extension. And in this case, I'm going to start a new one. So again, whenever we do go and start a new session, we can go and specify a more meaningful name for that. So I can call it design exploration again. And as soon as we do that, as I said, what Creo Parametric does is it adds the first checkpoint that is called pre-modified, and that is our original model. From here onwards, we are going to make our design changes and add checkpoints to our session. So just to get started, I'm simply going to go and change the appearance of my pieces here. And I would just spin around my model. And there. As soon as I have made a change to my model, it could be a change in shape, it could be a swapped part, a swapped component, or it could be a change in the appearance. We can simply go and add those changes as checkpoints, and they are added as snapshots to our session. Then again, if I do want, I can go and specify a more meaningful name for that. So I can go from, say, hey, this is my original design, but the only difference is the color has been changed to blue. Again, if I do want to go and type any more comments, we can very well do that. And any of those comments that are added can be shown in our checkpoint tree over here. So if I do want to go and show those changes or those comments that I just created for that particular checkpoint, I can simply go to my model tree, and right here we have our comment. At the same time, I can also go and activate my time of creation for my columns. That would basically show me at what time the different iterations, the different snapshots were created. So from here onwards, we are going to go and make some design changes to our model over here. So first of all, to start with, I'm going to go back to my pre-modified version, and I can simply activate it just by a single click. And I'm going to go and make some changes to my freeform plot. All right, I'll spin my model around for that. And right here, I'm gonna create a little indentation on the surface, followed by accepting those changes. And the next thing that needs to be done again is going back to our assembly and make sure if those changes has been applied. But before those changes are applied to my assembly, I would need to degenerate it. And if I go and change the appearance on my part over here, I would be able to look at those ribs that we just created at the bottom of our model. And so right here. Then again, if I do want to go and save these changes, I would simply go and add another checkpoint. And again, if we want, we can go and specify a name for it, starting from original. I'll edit some ribs to it at the bottom and change the color to black and gray. Gentlemen, again, followed by that, the next thing that I'm going to do here is say if I do want to go and look at the same shape of this particular model in a different appearance, I can go and change the appearance of my models from here. And there we are. And further, to capture these design changes or appearance changes, I'm going to go add another checkpoint, and I will call this checkpoint red with ribs. Gentlemen, at any point of time, if I do want to go and start from my pre-modified model, I can simply go back and activate it. And again, the best thing about Creo Parametric is that we have multiple ways of doing the same thing. So even if I want, I can simply go and right-click to activate a checkpoint, or I can go and use my toolbar here on the left-hand side, right between my model tree and the checkpoint tree. And within a click of a button, we go back to our original model. Again, over here, I can simply go over and say that I want to go and suppress this assembly. Okay, and again, these changes can be added as a checkpoint as well. And I would say the head is suppressed. Right. Again, at any point of time, if I do want to go and bring that back, we can very well do that by resuming those features. Again, gentlemen, one more change that we are going to make here is go and add some more ribs, some chamfers, and some rounds to the other pieces that we have in our assembly over here. So I'm going to go and open this pod. I'm sorry. And I would just use my two surfaces to create a round. And the next thing would be going back to our assembly and regenerating it. All right, and just to verify our changes, we would go here at the geometry, and if you would notice how the sharp corners or the sharp edge is removed and is replaced by the round. Then again, to capture this particular snapshot, I would go over here and specify a name for it. Followed by that, we are going to make some changes to the head part. So again, for this particular checkpoint, my head part is available and it's not suppressed. So I'm going to open it in a separate window again. And I'm going to create a chamfer. Right there on the edge. And similarly, we will go back to our assembly, and just to verify those changes, they have been propagated to our assembly. I will do a regenerate again. And right here we have the chamfer that we just created. Gentlemen, again, we can go and make multiple changes to our models, and all those changes can be stored in a single checkpoint. So after this, the next thing that we are going to look at here are the different tools that we have available here in our checkpoint tree. So first of all, we have the option to go and create and add more checkpoints. If I do go and make any modifications to the checkpoints that are already created, I can go and update those changes in the current checkpoints. Then here we have the option to go and activate different checkpoints by using this icon. If I feel like if I need to go and get rid of any of these checkpoints, I can simply go and delete them as well. But once deleted, we cannot retrieve them back again. Also, as I said, whenever we create these sessions for design exploration, these sessions are saved as a .tmz file, so we can very well go and save them. Also, at the same time, we can go and back up all the models that are currently in the session. And whenever we feel like we have reached the final design that we need to use, we can simply go and accept those changes, and Creo Parametric would apply those changes to the models that are available in our current session. So, again, at any point of time, if I do want to go and save my session, I can go over here and save that particular session. And if I do want to go and make some more modifications, try out some more ideas for my products, I can very well go back and use the same sessions that we stored. And I would just make sure that I have erased the previous session from my memory before opening a new one. And there we are. And then at this point of time, if anyone has any questions regarding the demonstration, please do forward those to us, and we will be glad to answer those questions for you. Handing it back over to you, Bethany.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Meetin. And yes, we will go ahead and open up the floor to Q&A. I'm going to go ahead and make myself the presenter again and share my screen, and we can wrap up with some of our ending slides and address any questions that you may have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, we'll do that.
Okay. Let me get down to wrap up. And thank you so much, Meetin, for taking time to go over DEX. I think it's definitely a valuable tool to evaluate for your CAD environment, especially if you are, reviewing with your team on whether you're going to make the move soon to Creo 3.0. So just some wrap-up items. If you would like to view our webcasts later, we do archive them on our website. So just a reminder, you can visit b-wiptc.com and go to our webcast tab up here, and you can view all of our previous recordings. We do a webcast each month, so definitely if you want to review this later or share the recording with any of your team members, please visit our website. Also wanted to let you know about our PTC certified training. So if you are looking to, take a specific course and you want to ramp up your PTC skills, we do have our PTC training course schedule updated daily. That's available on our website as well. You can browse the courses at b-wiptc.com. We have 8 training centers across the country, so we have a facility in Charlotte, Chicago, the Tampa Bay area, Dallas, Kansas City, Philadelphia, and New Jersey area. We have a facility in San Diego, and then, of course, here at our headquarters in St. Louis. So, again, you can visit our website, or if you have any specific training questions, you can always reach out directly to our National Training Manager, Jason Hardebeck. Here's his email below if you'd like to contact him directly. Okay. So we'll go ahead and open up the floor to any questions about DEX. If you are interested in having any follow-up conversations about your Creo environment in general or your Pro E environment, I'd be happy to address any requests. You can send them over to me at bethany.kessler@b-wi.com. And even if it's more technical questions, I can get you in touch with Meetin, and we can take care of you from there. So let's take a look at some of the questions that have come through. Okay, we have a few. Are you ready, Meetin?
Yes.
Okay. How does saving the sessions work with TDM Link?
The .tmz file is something that is recognized by Windchill, so it can be managed in Windchill as well.
Okay. Another question that came through, and we may need to have you share your screen again, or we can try to do a follow-up to this directly with this person. He asked, can you identify some of the other buttons in the checkpoint tree?
Yes, absolutely, we can do that.
Okay, so I will get you in touch with that person so you can follow up to that specific question. I think the checkpoints is a great feature. It's definitely making the lives easier of CAD users to manage design changes in one CAD file and using the checkpoints. Another question, as part of a change request, can these changes be applied at the time the change is approved?
Sorry, Bethany, cut out. Can you please repeat the question again?
Sure. As part of the change request, can these changes be applied to a release part assembly and then applied at the time the change is approved?
Bethany, this is a diverse question, and it would need some time to answer that. So if whoever has posed this question, if they do not mind, I can very well answer this question for them. I can contact them personally.
Okay, yeah, and that's not a problem. We'll definitely get you in touch with those two inquiries directly. Let's see if we have any others. Okay, those are the only ones that came through. So again, if any of you have any follow-up questions that you think of after this presentation, feel free to send them over to me. You can shoot me an email at bethany.kessler@b-wi.com. DEX is currently 20% off. This is a special offer that we're doing until March 24th. So it is definitely an ideal time to evaluate this tool. And even if you're not on Creo 3.0 yet, so for some of the pro ears out there or Creo 2, we can definitely have a conversation about package pricing that would fit your specific product development needs. So again, feel free to send me an email. We can get you taken care of with that as well. I want to thank everyone again for joining us and taking time to learn a little bit more about DEX and what it can do for your design change process. And we look forward to you joining us next month for our webcast. We're going to be covering Creo simulation. So again, thank you everyone, and Meetin, if you want to sign off too, and we'll see you all next month.
Thank you everyone for being on the call, and we really appreciate your time.
Thanks everyone. Have a great rest of the day.